Well, hello there. How you all doing? And welcome to another episode of Breaking Dawn. I hope everyone's doing good. Hope everyone's doing fine. Off to the madness of yesterday, guys. Absolute madness yesterday. But guys, before I start, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and smash a like on the video. If you guys can kindly do that for me, that'd be absolutely fantastic. Now, lots of disagreements, lots of arguments. Typical Man United day, really, you would say, wouldn't it, at the end of the day? But I want to delve into it. Manchester United's transfer window, the review of Manchester United's transfer window. How do you feel it went? Now, I'm going to give my honest opinion, guys. I only care about, Manchester United. Manchester United only. Not my personal affiliations with anyone, whether I like this guy, whether I dislike this guy. I want to give you my opinion in regards to the way this transfer window has gone. And in my honest opinion, I feel like Ruben Amorim's been let down. I do. He's been let down. However, I would say that two things can be true at the same time. I think that Ruben Amorim has enough there to get better. I don't think he has enough to get in the Champions League. When you're looking at Manchester United and you're looking at our rivals, how they've spent this window, the amount of money they've spent as well, we are fifth in the top spending, guys. Fifth. And we're all the way down on net spend. We're down to like 8th or 10th on net spend. So we're below the likes of Newcastle, guys, on expenditure. So when you're looking at that and you're thinking that these teams are already above us, how do you break into that Champions League positions? Because ultimately, should be the aim. And Man United should have been fighting tooth and nail to get into those Champions League positions because you get 100 million for those Champions League positions. And if you don't get into those positions year after year, teams are going to slowly drift away from Manchester United. Drift away. Now, the experts have been talking. Swedish Rumble, big up Swedish Rumble. Go and read his tweet. I retweeted it yesterday. It will give you clarity on what I'm talking about and how Man United have maneuvered in this transfer window and what they've done. And ultimately, it's a failure. And we can't sugarcoat that. Now, look, I'm not doom and gloom. I'm not the doom and gloom merchant. Everyone knows me. I'm not a doom and gloom merchant. I would say that I'm still confident about Man United's ability. I'm still confident that Man United can do things. I think that we have ability in our squad that we can actually do things and make things happen. But the worrying thing is when the chips are down, when the going gets tough, this bunch of players will seldom let you down. And not least in that midfield positions. The midfield, look, we weren't asking for the world, guys. We were asking for a striker and a midfielder, attacker, and probably a goalkeeper, right? That's what we're asking for. The most important part of any football team is the midfield. And I would have fought tooth and nail to get that midfield done. We haven't sold many people. We sold only Anthony and Garnacho. Those are the only two players we sold. Rashford could be back. Rashford, obviously, is not popular at Barcelona at the moment. Sancho could be back as well. And also, we've activated a year extension on Sancho's contract. So if we're running out of time and we've got no time, but we still got enough time to activate Jadon Sancho's year extension on his contract. So I don't hold any prisoners. I don't blow smoke up their backside. I don't feel sorry for them. They took this job. They knew what needed doing. Guys, I know it's a difficult job. I'm not saying it's not a difficult job. But one thing I would say, guys, I will not blame Vivel. I will not blame Wilcox. I will not blame Barada. Right? And I'll not blame any one of those guys right there. Who I am going to blame is Ineos and the Glazers. This is exactly who I'm going to blame. I had people coming to me over the last few weeks saying, I should apologize to Jim Ratcliffe because I was wrong, because we had a few rumors about Baleba. And we all know now that was spin. If Manchester United truly wanted Carlos Baleba, Manchester United would have done an obligation to buy, like everyone else does. Man United would have found a way to get Baleba. Even if we got him next year, Man United would have tried to sort out a deal now so that it's ready for next year. Of course, this morning, we're going to get all the PR. We're going to get all the people talking about what we're going to do next year. We're going to do this next year. We're going to do that next year. We're going to get all this PR. And I don't fall for that, unfortunately, guys. I don't. And we've seen this. We've been there. We've done it before. In January, we said we're going to absolutely clean water, smash the doors off, whatever it is, in the summer window, and we're going to fix everything. And here we are again. Guys, hate to quote my guy Helge, pathological liars. And that's what it is at the end of the day, and they have lied to you. And we can't fall for that. We can't fall for that. Now, the only person I feel sorry for is Ruben Amorim. He's the only one I feel sorry for, this guy. because I believe he's a fantastic manager. I'm going to support this guy. I'm going to support the players that are on the pitch. I'm a big fan of Seny Lamens. As people know, I've been an advocate for Seny Lamens for a very long time, and I congratulate him on his move. And I hope he makes history at Manchester United, because ultimately what it's all about is success on the football pitch. Now, Seny Lamens is a big part of that jigsaw. He is, and things can get better. Man United are not absolutely doom and gloom. When you think about the games that we played this season, we were not miles away. We dominated the game against Arsenal. We actually dominated the game against Arsenal more than Liverpool dominated the game, but we just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. It took Liverpool a moment of brilliance to beat Arsenal. But what I would say is this, right, guys? I'm looking at it on a balanced point of view, because I don't want to come out here now. It's no point screaming, shouting, arguing and stuff like that, because at the end of the day, this has been a 5-6 out of 10 window. It's not good enough. It has been a 5-6-10 window. If they got a belabor in, it would have been a 7-8 window, but they didn't. And we have to move on. We have to do what we have to do. We have to support the football club. And that's ultimately what we do every single time anyway, isn't it, guys? Welcome to the stream, everyone. I hope you're all doing well. I hope everyone is blessed. Of course, guys, let me just say hello to my legend, Tyborg, and everyone, of course, in the house. Makaisa, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Transfer Amorim has been let down because I see two major reasons. Having seen this, big up Makaisa, big up my friend. Big up Amir, hope you're doing well. Glory, go Man United forever, absolutely. Sal, why do we always neglect the midfield position? I know. I mean, it seems like a common theme every single season. We seem to neglect the midfield. I mean, in my humblest of opinion, we haven't had a decent sign in the midfield since Michael Carrick. That's what I believe, right? I don't believe we've had a decent sign in midfield to Michael Carrick. Obviously, people are going to throw at me Herrera. I don't think it's anywhere near the level that we are, but Herrera was a great pro. He was a great professional. Love the club. I like him, but he was not like that levels. But okay, look, you talk about midfield, right? Pogba, Herrera, Schneiderlin, Schweinsteiger. These players were nowhere near good enough to fix that Manchester United midfield. They're either over the hill or they're not professional enough. Only Herrera I can get right now and say, yeah, I wouldn't mind him in our midfield right now. He's the only one in the last 13 years in midfield that I would say that. You know, the other players, no. I mean, I had big hopes about Pogba, but it just didn't work out for him, and it didn't work out for him twice as well, of course. You know, so we haven't signed a good midfielder, a decent midfielder since Michael Carrick. In my opinion, I'm talking about the quality that is going to bring us forward and stuff like that. Revert 7, how you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. It's a 6.10 out of 10 window for me. Amorim doesn't have all the tools required. He has to cut it out this season. We just have to get behind the manager and the players. I blame Ineos. I blame Ineos as well, Revert 7. It is all about Ineos. I think 6.5 is a little bit high, considering that we got no squad. We were late and we didn't get the defence sorted out, right wing back, midfield. And everything was fourth game into the season. You know what I mean? So I think it's less than that. Definitely. A 6 out of 10, you know, if we got it in time and stuff. But yeah, look, you know, we have to get behind the players. We have to get behind the manager. We have to get behind the process and stuff like that. And look, you know, what can we do? What can we do? Ineos fouled him. I expected Ineos to foul him. I expected it. I didn't expect anything less. This is why we wanted the full sale. This is why we wanted Glazers out. This is why we wanted Qatar. This is why we wanted the debt cleared. It's precisely this. It's precisely this moment right now where we're talking and we're debating about if we had a good window or not. I wouldn't mind as much, but I just want to bring this question into you guys. If all the teams around us spent nothing, if all the teams around us, I'm talking Liverpool, Chelsea, Man City, Arsenal, spent nothing, and we had the window that we had, and we bought all those players, would we have made up ground on Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea? Right? Would we have made up ground on them? We're not even mentioning Newcastle and teams like that who have a better window than us, expenditure-wise. Would we make up ground on them? The answer is no, isn't it? You have to be realistic with yourself. We're making up ground on the 10th, 8th, 9th, that sort of area there. We needed to make ground on the 5th, 4th, 3rd. That's what we needed to make ground on. Now, you never know what happens in football. Football's a funny old game, as they say. It could happen. Man United might have a brilliant season and everything would be great again. You know, and I hope it is. I really do. I hope it is, because I'm tired of the negativity. I'll be honest with you guys. I'm the sort of guy, guys, I'm glass half full guy. I'm happy-go-lucky, positive. I'm a motivator. You know, I'm that kind of guy. I like to inspire people rather than bring people down and stuff like that. That's not cool guy. But, you know, I don't want to also be a Care Bear and My Little Pony and running around with, jelly beans and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? This is my football club at the end of the day that I supported for 90% of my life. I'm gonna call things as they are at the end of the day. Helge, I will not be negative or Amorim out. I will support hard every game. Look, guys, this is my biggest concern about it. I want people over this next few months, I want people to understand the context of what we're saying right now, what we're talking about right now, okay? I want people to remember this when they're calling out for Amorim's head. They're calling out for Amorim's head. I want them to remember this window right now. When we're getting exposed in that midfield, right? When we're getting exposed in that midfield, just like we were against Grimsby Town, when we're getting exposed in that midfield, I want people to remember this transfer window. I want them to remember what Ineos didn't do, right? We weren't asking for the world. We weren't asking for the world, guys. We were asking for 4 or 5 players that will come into that team and fix the team. All right? That's all. You know, and 5 players. Like you got the striker, the attacking midfielder, the midfielder, and obviously the goalkeeper. Now, if Manchester United knew that they weren't going to bring in a midfielder, which we dearly need, why did Man United bring in 2 number 10s? You can argue that point as well. You know, at the end of the day, why didn't they prioritize the midfield and fix that midfield and solidify that midfield before they moved on to there? Because I firmly believe that the midfield positions are the engine of the team. Absolutely. Kazi, Arsenal did the same thing to Liverpool like they did to us because they were both outplaying them into Woisters, bottlers, faking injuries. Arsenal are a terrible team, Kazi, absolutely. They're the way they play, I mean, and there's no surprise that people bring them down because the way they play, I mean, the thing with Arsenal, right, Kazi, is that they're really good at talking. They do play a good game. They do have vocally, they have the loudest, right? If vocals was an award, they'd be world champions. They're just so loud and so obnoxious that, you know what, when they lose and they play like that, they can't be coming to us, guys, because you can't play like Arsenal play and win the league. Manchester United dominated the game against Arsenal more than actually Liverpool dominated the game. Man United should have actually won that game if it weren't for a ridiculous mistake. And that's what we're talking about here, right? In regards to Ineos. If Ineos brought in Seny Lamens like weeks ago, which they should have done, we wouldn't have lost to Arsenal most likely. Hypotheticals and stuff like that, I know. But we most likely wouldn't have lost to Arsenal, guys. And that is what I would bring into it. We waited to 4 games in the season. And as we know in the Premier League, it's very, very tight. It's very tight. And you can get to the last game of the season and you're 1 point behind the 5th place. And then we're going to go and, if only we got our business done earlier. Do you know what I mean? Big up, Benny. How you doing, my friend? How we doing? We just have to get on with it now. No choice. We've removed a lot of the cancer that was. We haven't. We've only moved 2 in the dressing room. Hopefully, the manager can get a tune at this midfield. I don't think you could polish a turd, Benny. I don't think you could turn Peter Crouch into Ronaldinho. I don't think you can do that, mate. I think you have to look at it realistically here. This midfield didn't want to come 15th last season. That's what they are. They're not good enough, and that's what it is. And we have to face the reality. That's what it is. They were outplayed by a weak Tottenham team in the final of a Europa League tournament. You know, what else motivation do you need? You got the chance to qualify and redeem yourself for the whole season, and they flattered to deceive in the final. That midfield right there. And so we have to look at that, you know. And look, guys, whatever we look at, Ruben Amorim has to do what Ruben Amorim has to do. Ruben Amorim has to try and negotiate a way to win. And I hope he does. But we have sent him into a sword fight with breadstick again, and we haven't fixed that midfield. And everyone knows, everyone and their grandmother knows that the midfield is the problem in every single team. It's the biggest thing in every single team. It's the engine in the team. And we have to look at that. I don't want to, it's been a disgraceful window. I don't want to say, I want to hear disgrace. I want to hear not good enough. I want to hear 5s out of 10s. That's what I want to hear, because that's exactly what it is from Ineos. I don't blame Barada. I don't blame Vavell. I don't blame Wilcox. I blame Ineos and the Glazers. That's who I blame, all right? Because they can easily go to Ineos and the Glazers and say, we need this, we need that, we need that. If they do not sanction those deals, then there's nothing they can do, you know? So it's them people there who should have sanctioned the deal. Absolutely. Irfan, I still need 2 centimetre right wing back. Jim out, Glazer out, big flop, guitar, oil money in, big up Irfan. We just need to got a crack on, stop the negative. What we do is going to take time. Daniel, it's not being negative. It's being constructively criticism, your own team, your own football team. It's not negativity. It's not negativity. It's constructive criticism. We also can't be sunflowers, and we can't be here talking about peace and love, man. Yeah. We can't be doing that either, mate, because we're not where we are. We're not where we want to be, right? We weren't asking for the world. We were not asking for a Liverpool transfer window. We were asking for a striker, a midfielder, a centre midfielder, and a goalkeeper. That's not much, guys, when we came 15th. Considering we sold Anthony and we sold Garnacho and we got money in, and our next spend was about 70 million, come on, guys. You know, it's not good enough. It's not negative. We're going to support the football club regardless. What do you think we've been doing for the last few years on this channel? You know, we're going to support the football club. Of course, we're going to support the football club, but we have to call out things for what they are. This is Stretford Post, you know, not My Little Pony Post. You know what I mean? Listen, guys, I'm being honest here. I'm being real, guys. I've been supporting this club 90% of my flipping life since the late 80s, right? And they have fouled him. And those are the words I want to say. If you're a true Manchester United fan, if you really care about this football club and love this football club, you will call things as they are. You know, you won't come out here and say, oh, you're being negative. You're being negative. No, you're being negative. Guys, for goodness sake, you know, this is not a guruchannel.com. You know, we're not talking about the spirits and you know what, and meditation and stuff. And it's all about the positive energy. Ooh, it's not that, right? We need to talk about Manchester United and where we are. Care Bear, big up, mate. 80s classic, absolutely. Amorim saw last season our midfield was not good at all, and captain played badly most games, and Amorim knew that Bruno was not to bring the intensity we sent in above, and that's what I'm worried about, guys. And when we're sitting here, guys, in a few weeks' time, and we're looking at that midfield and say, if only we bought a midfielder, none of you are going to scroll back to this time when we're talking about we should have got a midfielder. You can get obligations to buy. You can put deposits on players. You can get players now and pay for them later. There's more than way to skin a cat at the end of the day. And that's what Manchester United could have done. Do you know what I mean? Revert 7, Arsenal are boring to watch. Let's be honest. All these millions to end up with Wimbledon, they're boring. They are boring, I have to admit. Morning, Marky Mark. How you doing? Morning, Southern community. How are you, my friend? Definitely a 6 out of 10. Needed a midfielder and a right wing back. Staying positive. Big up, Marky Mark. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you again, my friend. Absolutely. Honestly, Sal, we all knew it would be more like a 5 or 6 need, but realistically, we're never gonna get it done in one window. We can't be talking like that, Benny. Though we're falling in for the old Glazeronomics here. That's what we're doing. We're falling for it. That's what they want you to be. We were never going to get it done in one window. No, we can get it done in one window. Don't be manipulated by a bunch of corporate billionaires, mate. Don't do that, mate, because you're not that. They manipulating you. So you're going, oh, it's okay. Whilst Liverpool win 21, it's okay. That's all right. No worries. One day. Guys, as I said yesterday, you know, we're standing on the line for a 100-meter sprint, right? We got Linford Christie one side, we got Usain Bolt the other side. Bang, the guns that goes off. They go sprinting into the distance, and we're like, stay in there. Don't worry, we'll catch up. It's all right. No. We're gonna walk to the right destination. Don't worry about that. We're not gonna sprint to the wrong destination. So don't worry about that. Let me just say, wait a minute. You know what I mean? We'll be all right. Don't worry, we'll catch it. And that's what we're doing. The teams will drag away. Trust me from experience, Benny. The teams will drag away from us. What we did to them, they will do to us. Right? What we did to them, they will do to us. And we will be there 20, 30 years down the line without a title. Right? This was Ineos' biggest transfer window. This was Manchester United, one of Manchester United's biggest transfer windows in our history, because we came 15th last season. Now, there were 2 things we could have done. We could have went up, or we could have went down. And to be honest with you, we've gone down, guys, because the other teams above us have gone up. You know, they've gone up. Absolutely. You can't be content. Greatness was not built on comfort zones, right? Let me tell you that right now. Repeat my words, right? Greatness was not built on comfort zones, right? We sacrificed our life. People sacrificed their life for this great football club, not for us to be on our comfort zone and saying, you know what? Not in one window. It's all right. It's not that, guys. Morning, Sal. Big up, Donovan. How you doing? I think they haven't signed a midfielder because they are got a 1 week game. We have a Bruno Casemiro. It's not good enough, Donovan. It's not good enough. The midfield is not good enough. He's going to pay Bruno, and I don't think that's good enough. We can't be making excuses for that. John O'Connell. Every manager since Glazer's takeover has never backed when they never got the sack. Yeah, and Ruben Amorim. Who's the one who's going to get the sack? Who's the one who's going to get the sack? Ruben Amorim. He's the one who's going to get the sack. He's the one who's going to lose his job, you know, sadly. Jim, France can not win a cup. Go Man United is big for Jim and Glazer. Big up, Sal, agree with you. Not disagreeing, definitely not good enough, but we need no crack. We have no option, Benny. We have to crack on, but it's not to say that it's not, we should be, we're being negative and all that. We're calling things as they are, guys. At the end of the day, if the building is burning, you're not just going to look at it and isn't that pretty? You know what I mean? It's like Guy Fawkes night. You know what I mean? We can't do that. We do have to call it for what it is. We have to try and get the water and we have to put out the fire. Unfortunately, we haven't, you know, as I said, Ruben Amorim walked into a building, a derelict building, right? And it was full of mess. From the outside, the building looks fantastic. It's beautiful. But when we walked into the building, it was a derelict mess and there was asbestos everywhere, right? We've cleared some of it, but the asbestos is still there and the asbestos is still infectious. So that's what we're talking about here. We haven't got rid of all the dead wood. Jadon Sancho is on loan. Rashford is on loan. They could be back next season. What we have done this window yesterday is we activated a year extension on Jadon Sancho's contract. He's going to come back to Man United and do what he did again. He's going to do the same thing. So what basically Man United are doing, you know, they're thinking about just the money side of things without the actual logic of that Jadon Sancho is a bad influence, you know? Sal, you watch Maine's new contract incoming. It will be, yeah. Maine's not going anywhere anyway, of course. Irfan, I need Man United to play football. Absolutely. Grayo, 127 likes. Let's get to 50 likes, guys, and up to 100 likes by the end of the day. Big up, Grayo. Hope you're doing well. Smash the likes and subscribe. Appreciate you jumping in, chat. Thank you so much, Grayo. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you, of course. Marky Mark. Big up, Marky Mark. Hope you're well, of course. Let me get back. Completely right. Ineos has fouled him. Ineos has fouled, and that's the most important thing here. Has Ineos fouled Ruben Amorim? That's the question. Have they failed Ruben Amorim? Yes. Are we going to crack on? Of course we are. Of course, we have no choice. But it's not to say that we go, you know what, stop being negative, because we're not. I think there's such a thing as being overly patronizingly positive, about something that isn't positive. You know what I mean? And we have to call it for what it is. This is the review show. And I'm going to review the transfer window. And I think the transfer window has been a farce. I think it's been bad. I think it's been late. I think it's been pedestrian. We spent 50 days on Mbeumo, whatever you think about Brighton, that was wrong. We wasted time on Baleba. That went on for 2-3 weeks. And here we are. We have to call it out for what it is. We're 4 games into the season, guys. And, we still haven't got the business done. Yesterday, we signed a young lad for 20-odd million. That's it. Liverpool going out and sign Isaac. And this is what we have to look at. I look at Liverpool. We spent decades trying to knock Liverpool off their perch, which we did. We're putting them back on the perch. That's what we're doing. We've already lost our treble record. We're going to lose our league record, guys. So, I'm not going to be giddy. I'm not going to be happy about that. I'm not going to be overly zealous. I'm going to call things as they are. And I really do hope Ruben Amorim negotiates this season well, and I hope he does well. And that's it. I've been a sport 45 years. I understand I'm not happy with this window. Be under no illusion. I agree, Benny. And I'm not saying that you're under any illusion. What I'm saying is that people on there are going to come and don't be negative. Don't be that. I can't blow smoke up Ineos' arse, guys. I can't do that. I'm an honest guy. I'll be honest with you, Benny. I'll be honest with everyone in regards to a family, because that's what we are. We're Man United family. And when I walk into a house and I've got my wife and I've got my kids and I've got my father or whoever I've got sitting on the chair, and I've been putting on a little bit of timber, I'm looking a little bit fat and weighty, right? I expect my loved ones to tell me I'm putting on weight. I expect my loved ones to tell me I'm getting fat, right? I expect that. I'm not going to turn around to my wife and tell my wife, you're being negative. Stop being negative. I'm going to treat it as, yeah, babe, I'm getting fat. I need to fix that. I need to fix that. I need to get on the treadmill. That's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to treat it as a negative. Because not everything is negative. Without criticism, you can't improve. That's one key thing. Without criticism, you cannot improve. And you know that. You're 45 years a fan, Benny, right? You know that. And we know where we came from. And we know the hardships. You would know, Benny, that we know the hardships that Man United have been through to get to where we got. And that's the thing. For a bunch of billionaire corporate, sandwich-eating corporate billionaires to come in and use Man United fan base, manipulate Man United fan base, and basically use this regeneration project to their advantage, because that's all they care about at the end of the day. If Jim Ratcliffe was a true Manchester United fan, born and bred, which I don't believe he is, right? He would have been trying his utmost to make sure that Liverpool do not win this title this year. That's what he would have been doing. Finances, no finances, he would have found a way. He's a billionaire. When there's a will, there's a way. You know what I mean? He would have wiggled his way to find a way. You know, just like other managers do, just like other board members do. If he loved the club and he really wanted the club to come back, he would have done it now. He wouldn't have waited. He would have done it now. And he didn't, sadly. This window was a big chance for Ratcliffe and Ineos to show they mean business and they are serious in backing the manager. They failed. They failed. That's the bottom line, guys. They failed. I could take my driving test. I can go for, you know what? I can go for a competition. I can go bingo or something like that, whatever it is. And I can go for it. And I failed. If I lose, I failed. If I fail my driving test, I failed. I didn't do good enough. You know, I wouldn't tell the driving instructor next to me that you're negative. You're just being negative. I thought I did right. I know I crashed into 3 cars, but you're still being negative. You know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying here? You know what I'm bringing in? And we have to bring that into the equation, guys, because this is a realist talk. This is the real talk, guys. Do you know what I mean? And you know, I don't deal with that. I come from a music industry. I was in the music industry 20 years, guys. 20 years I was in the music industry. And as we know, the music industry is very, very competitive, enormously competitive, right? I've had my brother, who's a rapper, right, in the studio, spitting bars, right, rapping, right? And he's in the studio, and I'll be sitting there listening like this, right? I'll be sitting there listening like this, and I'll be like, Shaq, it's not good enough. I don't like the way you said that word. I don't like the way you pronounced the T. I don't like the way you done that. And I'll be like that. I'll be overly critical so he gets it right. You know, so he gets it right. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I'll be doing. Every single time I'll be doing it so he gets it right. He ended up working with platinum selling artists. I'm just a little kid from Leytonstone in East London, right? He ended up going to Eminem and people like that. That's what we're talking about. Levels here, guys. I critique because critique is there when it's needed. Praise is there when it's needed. And boy, oh boy, I wanted to sit here today, guys. I wanted to sit here today and tell all of you guys, Ineos, brilliant, brilliant, absolutely smashed it. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted. You know, they done okay, right? If we were Everton, yeah. You know what I mean? But we're Manchester United, you know? In Mbumo, Cunha, Sesko, great signings. Brilliant signings. Lamens, great signings. But it's half the job. It's half the job, guys. And that's it. Donovan, I know it's not good enough, bro, but the mistake was not letting 100 million from Bruno and said Casemiro. And that was their choice, Donovan. That was their choice. Many people say it's Bruno who wanted to stay, but ultimately it boils down to the ownership, Donovan. You know, and I agree with that. We should have sold Bruno for 100 million. I agree with that wholeheartedly, mate. We should have sold Bruno for 100 million. But I said after we rejected, look, let me give you an example. If Ineos went to Bruno and said, Bruno, look, we got 100 million offer. We're thinking of letting you go. We need the money. Bruno would have left. I know the family. I worked with his brother. Everything. He would have left. Right? He would have left. After we rejected 100 million, I told you guys then, I do not want to be hearing any news about money problems. I don't want to hear anything about we got no money to buy this player. We got no money to buy that player. You know? I don't want to be hearing anything of it. If Sunderland could go out there and buy 15 players, why are we struggling when we got the best in class? They don't have the best in class. It doesn't matter what players they bought. They still had to sign and negotiate and medicals and stuff for those players. Do you know what I mean? Sad, isn't it? Big up, Don, bro. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Morning, Sal. I'm a 1976 fan. And we've done well this window. We've got a toxic players away from accept Hoyland. I don't think we've done well, Don, bro. I disagree. We got 2 loans and 2 out. Those 2 loans are going to be coming back to Man United. You do know that. They're not out. This has been a poor window. And I think everyone with half a brain will know that. You know, it has been a poor, sorry, Don, but it has been a poor window. You know, very poor window. Glazer's out. Ineos out. Ricardo Diaz, big up, guys. Finally, another phase. The only thing missing is Belaber's left foot in the midfield, but the squad is better than last year. I don't say that. We don't have Amrabat. We had a midfielder. We had Varane then as well. The attack is better. I would say that, kind of, but we lost Garnacho, we lost Rashford, we lost Anthony. The squad is smaller. Grayo, I feel sorry for Amorim. The window was supposed to be the one to sort things out, according to Glenios. You're right. Bloody liars. What the hell is wrong with these people? I know. And that's the basic idea. They promised us something brilliant in January. They promised us something brilliant in January, but what did we get? Mediocrity, you know? Yes, of course, I believe we can do well. I just hope we've fallen behind, Daryl. We've fallen behind Liverpool. We've fallen behind Man City. Well, I wouldn't say Man City. I'll say Arsenal, Chelsea, Liverpool. You know, we've fallen behind. You know, we're going to have to do something incredible now. Incredible to stop getting that top four. Newcastle spent more than us. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we were bantering Newcastle only a few weeks ago, guys, on this channel. You know, we were bantering Newcastle and they've spent more than us. You know, we all know the bigger teams will be here talking about our midfield being wide open. We're the biggest team in England, but we act like Stoke. You know, we call Arsenal Stoke, but we act like Stoke. That's what we do. You know, we're supposed to be the biggest club in England. We're supposed to be the Real Madrid, the Bayern Munich of England. You know what I mean? What would Bayern Munich do in this situation? What would Real Madrid do in this situation? You know? What would they do? Look, let's be honest. What would they do in this situation? What would Inter Milan do in this situation? AC Milan. You know? Do you think they would just take it? What would Napoli do? They wouldn't. First of all, that midfield with Bruno and Casemiro got me sweating bullets when we come up against Liverpool. I know, mate. And we shouldn't be feeling like this right now. But I'm talking about it realistically, guys. I'm talking about realistically. Yes, there's some positives. The attack is better. But the midfield is the most important part of the pitch. And that's it, guys. You know, at the end of the day. Done. Winning or not losing the Manchester United makes the top 5 contender teams. We will respect and fear playing us again. No one fears us, bruv. No one. Not after that window. Which Leacher is fit? I think we should play him as a 6. We haven't done it yet, but maybe we could. Maybe in the future. Maybe Donovan, we could. But he's only played there a couple of times from Ajax. I've heard all sorts of analogies. But again, what do I say about that? That's shoehorning players into positions again because we didn't buy a midfielder, isn't it? At the end of the day. 166 likes, 39. Come on, guys, let's get to 50. Come on, guys. Big up LT, big up Sal. Amorim was failed. Striker, centre midfielder, and goalkeeper were the most important things, and they failed on that, which means all the job cuts were for nothing. Guys, and this is what I bring to you. 2 people that I know have been sacked from their jobs at Manchester United on 30 grand a year. Right? 30 grand a year in working in the mega store. 2 people I know, okay? 30 grand a year because we want to invest the money in the team. You know, I do not give these corporate bigots any leeway whatsoever. I'm not going to give them any praise whatsoever because I spent months talking about why we need a full sale, why we need the Glazers out, why we need the debt cleared. And this is the exact moment that I predicted that is going to happen. There are going to be people blowing smoke up in your backside. Of course there's going to be, because some people don't want to be proven wrong. Me, I wanted to be proven wrong. I wanted to be proven wrong. I wanted to come out today and say, do you know what? I hold my hands up. They smashed it. I was wrong about them. But we haven't. You know? They flattered to deceive. You know, and that's what it is. You know, and we have to be realistic. We have to be realistic. Will we support Amorim? Of course. I'm never going to be Ruben Amorim out. And people know that about me. I'm not Ruben Amorim. I wasn't Eric Ten Hag out, right? I'm not going to be Ruben Amorim out either, right? I'm going to support Ruben Amorim all the way. And all the players that we got, I'm going to support them all the way because they're the players that need to stay at this football club. But we haven't got rid of the toxicity, right? We got rid of Garnacho for 20 million. That's Anthony for 20 million when we purchased him for 90, right? If I go out there right now and I say, right, you know what? There's a £100 million player and I sell him for 20. I'm going to get loads of offers. It's not hard to do. You know, they're undervaluing our players. We had Garnacho, a Puskas winner, you know, a Copa America winner, you know, top 5 of his age in the world. We sold him for 30 odd million. You know, come on, guys. We got players like Tyler Dibbling going for more than that. You know, and this is what we're talking about. Madawiki going for more than that. Gittins going for more than that. You know, so blowing smoke up their backside, saying that we've done well is wrong and it's harmful. And I don't think people should do that, because if Ineos do listen to that, they're going to look and say, oh, look at these Man United fans, absolute peasants. That's what they're going to say. And you're not. And I'm not. You know what I mean? That's what we're talking about at the end of the day. We're talking about realism. I say, good morning. Hope you're doing well. I think it's the perfect time for the 1958 bring back the protest again. I mean, the 1958, Alice, I see, the 1958 was shut down because we had the Belabour rumours. Soon as the Belabour rumours came out, everyone started like, oh, you know what? The 1958 shouldn't be doing this. They should be doing that. They manipulated them. They manipulated the fans. They lied. They put this out there to make it look, well, Ineos are cooking. Go away, 1958. Go away. You get lost, 1958. You're toxic. You're negative. You know, so they threw out this this narrative about, you know, Belabour. We're going to sign Belabour, 100 million, blah, 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 crap. And then they throw in a crap deal like 50 million plus 5 million incentives. It gets rejected, obviously. And then they move on because they played you. They played you, you know. Revert 7. Sal, Amorim wanted a right wing back. Estupin was the one we were linked to, but is blocked the move. Yes, they blocked the move. Proper right wing back. Proper wing back. That's what he wanted. That's what Man United are missing. We don't have a wing back. That's why we're playing our man. That's why we're playing Dalot, because we don't have a right wing back. And this is what we're talking about. One of the most important positions in his team, we do not have. The position that contributes towards the formation and the tactics working, we don't have it. Big up, I get you, bruv. I get you. What's the deal? Malacia is going to be reintegrated into the squad, King Jam, and that's what it is. We couldn't even get rid of him. He's gonna be reintegrated into the squad. Mark, good morning. Good morning, the Devils. Big up, my friend. I would like to say that the window was not too bad at all. New striker, 2 new attackers, new goalie, and a left wing back. I mean, I wouldn't say that. He's a youth player. He didn't even get on against Grimsby. We couldn't get a midfielder. Would have had our pants pulled down. Yeah, we are going to get our pants pulled down because we ain't got a midfielder. It's the most important position in the pitch. We're going to get our pants pulled down a number of times. When we go to Anfield, when we go to Man City, we're going to remember this, guys. We're going to remember this, you know. We spent 5th most this window behind Liverpool, Chelsea, Arsenal. After we lost the final, I expected us to be somewhere around 8th to 10th in the league spending wise. It's bad. Next spend is 70. Go to next spend, Ravel. We're very low. 400 million spent elsewhere means we're no longer the biggest club in England. We're still the biggest brand, but we're the biggest revenues. That's football business. Some sad as it is. It's football business, but it's not right. And they should have stepped aside for Qatar. It's as simple as that. Forget Disney cartoons. Forget the fact that they're brown. Forget all that business. Forget guys, you were raised on Disney cartoons too much, right? At the end of the day, Qatar was good for this company, this Manchester United. They were the best thing for Man United. And I don't mean that in regards to you, Lawrence. I'm talking about the people who are Ineos in, right? I'm talking about that. Forget the ins and outs here. You know what I mean? They were the best for Manchester United. You know? So Jim has enough money and didn't spend it. Donovan, he offered more than double the amount by Chelsea and what I paid for a partial owner of United. Exactly, Donovan. Now, I would pose this question to you, Donovan. I would pose this question to you. You know, where's that money that he was going to purchase Chelsea with? Where's the 5 billion that he was going to purchase Chelsea with? You know, guys. By the way, this is a review show, so I will be doing a review today, and then after today, I'm going to forget about it. I'm just going to support the team. Okay, so at the end of the day, I'm supporting the team. I'm supporting the manager all the way to the end. But we're just making a review, guys. Today, this is what it's all about. We shut the door on it. It's going to be closed. We know what it is. We know what Ineos are all about now, don't we? So, guys, what we're gonna do? We're gonna digest this. We're gonna pick the bones out of it, and then we're gonna see. You know what I mean? Move on to the next thing. Mikasa, good morning. Good morning, everyone. Big up, my friend. Hope you're doing well. 100% hate the Glazer Ineos because they made it mad at Remain was them. Amorim, how can he build a team and a player would not give intensity in the midfield? He's playing false number 9 striker on the bench. I mean, look, you know what? The midfield is a big issue, and it's why we're playing the false number 9. It's partly the reason why we're playing the false number 9, because obviously Mason Mount can drop into that midfield and solidify that bit a little bit, of course. So that's partly the reason why we play a false number 9. Do you know what I mean? Faisal, the club is run on a business. Ineos don't, and the Glazers don't care about being successful and winning trophies. They could have bought a defensive midfielder for about 40 million. Faisal, they could have done. They could have got 40 million, right, and got Baleba. I'll tell you how. What they could have done is said, Brighton, we want Baleba. We'll give you 40 million now, and we'll give you another 80 million next season and next summer or January or something like that. They could have got him. If they really wanted to get this player, if they really wanted to get the players in the door, they would have done it. Do you know what I mean? Mark, I'm starting Lamens. Me too. Licha, Delit, Yoro, Dorgu, Mainu, Bruno, Ahmed, Cunha, Mbumo, and Sesko. Nice team, Mark. Nice team, of course. Don't forget, we got Garnacho at Old Trafford very soon, guys. LT, we've never been good in selling players, and if it wasn't for Amorim, the Bond squad would still be here, and they still wouldn't be replaced. They're still not replaced, are they, LT? Let's be real, bruv. Sancho will be back here next season. All Ineos done is bloody reactivated Sancho's year clause in his contract. That's what they've done. I mean, we needed Sancho gone. We want Sancho gone. Sancho should not be at this football club anymore. And we're activating a year extension in his contract. You know? Protests against Glazers will not work until the fans stop watching and empty the stadium. Hello, everybody. Big up, Kai. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Can I tell you something? Then Ineos should have stepped aside and let Qatar buy the football club. We're emotional, my friend, because we support this football club. If you're not emotional, you don't support this football club, fella. I guess owners run as a PR and not a football club. Absolutely. I agree. Absolutely. And we have to call things as they are, guys. Some people don't understand this football club. They don't. I've been a football club fan a long time, as many of you are. And I understand where the football club has been and where we are right now. And it's disgusting where this football club is. And we have to be realistic, guys. It's not the negative. You actually care. A midfield with Martinez and Ugarte will help us. Has anyone seen Martinez play in midfield? Have you? Be honest. And tell me when. Tell me when. Christian. He's played 2 times in his career. I've heard all sorts of things. Again, we're shoehorning players into positions when we should have just got a midfielder. You know? Licha Martinez is an injury-prone player, right? Putting him in the midfield, he's going to get more tackles in. You know, he's injury-prone. He's going to be injured. He's going to get injured again. You know? It's a point, but you know what? No one's doing it for a reason. Eric Ten Hag didn't do it for a reason. Ruben Amorim doesn't do it for a reason. And we have to look at that. Why is he not doing it? You know? At the end of the day. Why not? Guys, absolutely. Yeah, but we have to be emotional about a football club. We love our football club. Perspective, I put everything in perspective. Of course I do. And I always do. You know? I always do. And guys, blowing smoke up Ineos' arse is damaging to the football club. It's damaging. It's damaging. What you're doing is saying that stop being all emotional on that. As I said, I don't live in Care Bears and rainbows, my friend. I don't live in Care Bears and rainbows and pretend everything's all right when Liverpool are going to win 21. I'm sorry, I don't know about you, but I don't want Liverpool to win 21, but they're going to win 21, guys. And we're saying, oh, everything's okay. Put it in perspective. Put it in perspective, please. Put it in perspective. Poor them. Poor old Ineos. Oh, Ineos. Poor them. What can we do? Come on, guys. Come on. Wake up and smell the bloody coffee. Guys, what's going on at this football club? You're being manipulated and you're weak. That's what it is. If you think that this window is a perspective-driven window, you're madly mistaken because you don't know how much money they've got. And believe me, I know how much money they've got. I know how much money they've got in the kitty. Grayo, my legend, hope you're well. 52 likes. Thanks, everyone. There are still 886 watches, so please smash the like, guys. Don't forget to smash the likes. We're well on our way to 13,000 subscribers. Christmas, guys. 20,000 subscribers. That's what it's all about. It's about Christmas, getting 20,000 subscribers. That's what we need, of course, guys. Absolutely. Now, people talking about we got fewer games this season. Okay. Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea have got more games than us this season. Yeah, got double the squad. So we're there again, ain't we? We're there again, ain't we? We're not going to catch up with them like that. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. That's Man United. Are we doing the cha-cha? Are we doing the United cha-cha again? 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps forward, 3 steps back. 2 steps forward. Guys, I can't even dance, but I'm dancing to it. I don't know why. You know, I'm dancing to the rhythm. I'm dancing to the rhythm. Guys, I'm dancing to the rhythm. And look, AE Day say 6th or 7th is fine. We're Manchester United. Grayo, 55 years. Me, 40 odd years. Grayo, it's okay to be 6th or 7th, by the way. I don't know where you're from, bruv, but the standards must be low there. Amorim and Wilcox made their demands, but the ownership failed to deliver because they wanted a CM. Instead, they look weak on the attack. And last week's, absolutely. And this is the worst of reason. When you want intelligence, this is LT. This is LT. Read between the lines. Read what LT is saying here. Guys, read what LT is saying here. You know, exactly. Listen. You know, listen. We can't even beat Fulham, guys. With that midfield, by the way. We can't beat Grimsby with that midfield, by the way. And people are expecting us to push up the league and stuff like that. Our expectations should always be high. Should always be high. Guys, stop watching Disney cartoons, like I said. Our expectations should still be high. Man United should be challenging for the league every single season. Every single season. Putting your low in the mark down. Look, guys, if I aim for the moon, I fall on the stars. If I aim for the stars, no, listen, let me rephrase that. If I aim for the stars, I fall on the moon. If I aim for the moon, I fall on the clouds. If I aim for the clouds, I fall in the mud. Aim high. Aim high. This was a massive window and they failed. That's the bottom line. They failed. Failure. Cross. 33%. Cross. Gone. Gone. No university for you. You know? Sal, any updates on the Cunha in the mount injury? Nothing coming out at the moment, Emski. I haven't heard anything, but I definitely will let you know when we do, of course. Guys, absolutely. Absolutely. Chenga, business on the pitch, absolutely. But you need business on the pitch. You need the facility to do the business on the pitch, of course. If I was building a business, if I didn't have any pens or papers, what's the point of having a business? Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day, do you know what I mean? If I didn't have a bank account, what's the point of having a business? Absolutely. Do you know what I mean? Guys, absolutely. Sorry, but had to be said. But yeah, guys, and that's what it is. Chandigarh. Hopefully we win on a pitch, and giving Ruben Amorim the best opportunity possible was the most important thing for me. He's been thrown into a sword fight with a breadstick, as I always say. This is what's happened this season: sword fight, breadstick, and stuff like that. Do you know what I mean? And we're not good enough. Not good enough. And those who think he's not good enough don't really understand Manchester United. I'm sorry, they don't. And if you want to support my club and you're far away in the distance, make sure you study what our club are. Make sure you study books about Manchester United, right? Make sure, I'm from England, I studied books about Man United. These players, this management right here in Ineos, right? Ineos, they're standing on the shoulders of legends, right? The reason they got this platform is because of those people. Because of those people who sacrificed themselves. Some sacrificed their life, right? So what I want to talk about, I don't want to be like, oh, poor Ineos. Oh, poor them. Oh, at the end of the day, we've got to look at it in perspective. Don't be so negative. We've got to look at it in perspective. We've got to not be so negative. I'm not listening to that malarkey crap. The one who has to write 30 lines just to justify a point, it means you're already wrong. Qatar was good for this club and no one else. And this has been a failure of a window. It's not being negative. It's being real. It's being real. Don't piss on me and tell me it's raining. And that's basically what it is. You know, and that's what people are trying to tell me. You know, me who studied football, been in football for 40 odd years. I'm telling you, it's a fouled window. That's it. You know, and I hope the players that we have, I'm super excited about sending Lamens and moving on. I'm super excited about sending Lamens. Guys, I'm absolutely stoked about sending Lamens. Guys, absolutely. Guys, here's another one. Alex, might as well wear your Glazer t-shirt, Alex. You know, you might as well wear your Glazer t-shirt, Alex. 7 out of 10, mate. Goodness me. What's Liverpool then? 20 out of 10. Absolutely. Right, guys, look. you need to learn standards. You need to understand what Manchester United are. You need to understand where we would be without them, where we would be without Ineos. You need to understand that. People are looking at Ineos 7 out of 10 because basically IC1 syndrome. Guys, don't tell me anything about that because it is. I'm from England. I know what you guys think. Right? So don't tell me anything about that. Just because they're not the same as you, Qatar, you want to justify why Ineos were right. We have not got rid of all the players. Sancho's coming back next year. Don't worry about that. Rashford's coming back next year. We're going to have that problem again. We've still got Malacia. We've still got Luke Shaw. We've still got problems at this football club. What are you talking about? I mean, come on. Chandiga. Sal, do you agree that they will continue to blame in Amorim if the players are not given positivity? If Man United continue to get bad results, and unfortunately people are going to forget these moments, the way I'm talking right now, I'm going to throw the book at Amorim. This is why I'm angry. This is why I'm totally against it, because they're going to throw the book at Amorim. They're not going to throw the book at anyone else. They're going to throw the book at Amorim. Everyone in this stream is not going to look at Ineos and the context. They're going to look at Amorim. Amorim's gone. Amorim's sacked. Oh, he deserved to be sacked. The results weren't good enough. Oh, what about the midfield, though? Right? What about the midfield, though? What about the squad, though? What about that? Big up Danny Bryan. Big up my friend. Absolutely, mate. What about the midfield, though? That's what I'm going to say. Sacking the manager. What about the midfield? What about that? It wasn't Ineos' fault. They done their best. What they could do, possibly do. I don't care about done your best. Not good enough. It's Manchester United, guys. This is not the high school race. This is what I'm talking about. It's not the high school race. Become a member, Mark, and I'll read out your comments, mate. Yeah, it's not the high school race. Send a super chat. Contribute to us, the channel. Send super chat. I will read out your comments, mate. Support the channel, mate. You know what I mean? And that's what it is at the end of the day. And I'm telling the truth. I'm telling the truth. I don't want to hear nonsense. I don't want to hear nothing about, it's not their fault. Guys, absolutely. Exactly, Scott. That's what people are going to do, though, isn't it, Scott? They're going to do that, Scott. They're going to blame Ruben Amorim. They're going to blame Ruben Amorim. They're going to blame him for that, what's been done. They're going to blame him, and they're going to say Ruben Amorim should have done this. He should have got the best out of his squad, what he had, and blah, blah, blah. We've been here before, guys. We've read this book before. We've seen this chapter before. Do you know what I mean? LT, they have to buy CM in January, but knowing our club, they won't do business in January. We always sack managers without backing them, expecting them to work miracles with players they didn't want. There we are. I'm a big fan of Mbeumo, Cunha, and Sesko. Yeah, and Lamens. I think they're great signings. But it's not enough. It's not enough. I'm sorry, it's not enough. And if anyone thinks it's enough, they think it's enough because of sinister reasons. They're not actually looking at it logically. When you look at what Liverpool have done, when you look at what Liverpool have done, and that's what it is. The Crima chat, we didn't get a midfielder in. We only have 3 midfielder. And if we get 2 injuries, we're in massive trouble. I don't care about Bruno's midfielder. He's a number 10. Absolutely, mate. Fergie71, great comment. That's what I'm worried about. Exactly, precisely what I'm worried about. AJ, there's 2 sides to every story. There was also 2 sides to OJ Simpson as well. Remember that? There was OJ Simpson and the defense. Which one is wrong? Which one is right? Good morning, Eden. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope you're blessed. Of course, hope you're blessed. But guys, people are blowing smoke up in your backside because they believed in them from the beginning and they don't want to be proven wrong. They've been proven wrong. You failed. You were wrong about Ineos. You were wrong. And that's it. It's okay to be wrong sometimes. I've been wrong loads of times. You were wrong about Ineos. Sal, are they banking on Kone? Obviously, Ruben Amorim doesn't believe in Kone. So, absolutely. Danny, I don't think Amorim is picking these signings. It's Wilcox. Yeah, I agree that. I agree, Danny. I agree. It's Wilcox, Barada, all them lot. I think Ruben Amorim does have a say, but I don't think his say is penultimate. I don't think his say is the be all and end all. Guys, in regards to selling Lamens, I've seen a lot of criticism in regards to selling Lamens. Okay, guys, I see a lot of criticism in regards to that, and I think it's wrong what's going on about selling Lamens and the criticism and people bringing up YouTube compilations, manipulated compilations and things like that. Do you know what I mean? And that's what I would say. It is wrong, you know. A Chinginga, Onana should be dropped to the third keeper. He wants out, doesn't he? Apparently he wants out. Apparently he wants to leave the club, Chinginga, but we didn't get rid of him. Now we've got 4 goalkeepers. Scott, I agree, Sal. I think they discussed with Amorim, but in the end, Wilcox and Ineos are telling him that you'll get. Yeah. That's basically what it is. They basically say, look, Ruben, we want this player. We think this player is good for you. You know, Ruben, you know what his personality is, Scott, isn't it? He'd probably say, okay, I'll work with it. You know, he'd probably say, okay, I'll work with it. I'll see what I can do. You know, and that's what it is. Look, I like sending amends. I think I've been watching sending amends for 1 year, guys. I was talking about sending amends before it was fashionable to do so. You know what I mean? Before it's fashionable to do so, I was talking about sending amends. Fergie71. Ineos are turning our club and some of our fans' mindsets into the Spurs mindset. Absolutely. Saving money and no real ambition is what Ineos is all about. And when we start saying, guys, don't worry, we come 6th or 7th. You know how that feels? That's like basically punching me in the face or slapping me in the face with a wet salmon. That's basically what you're doing, guys. Now, I've read a lot of comments on this channel. I've read 4 and 2, right? I can't read everyone's chat, guys. I'm not here to read everyone's chat. I don't work for them. You know what I mean? And I've even read things that disagree with me. But I give you my choice. But unfortunately, when I give you my opinion and I base my opinion on facts, these people just want to twist it and you will never win the argument with them because they already believed in Ineos and were not going to foul right at the beginning. Even if Ineos signed no players, they would have found a way to defend Ineos. That's what we're talking about. You know, so I don't deal with that. You know, I read out everyone's comments, but these people always find a way, right, to defend them because they don't want to be deemed wrong, look stupid, and things like that. Lawrence, I think 1 or 2 games maybe. I really hope that we integrate Lamens into the lineup. When the world gives you lemons, make Sané lamens. Absolutely. Jason, back to the negativity. Not once heard, never positive from this side. You're not watching enough, Jason. You're not watching enough, Jason. You're not watching enough. You know what I mean? I'm positive. I've been positive about Sané Lamens. I've been positive about Mbumo, Cunha, Sesko. I've been positive about them. Just because you don't like what I say, it doesn't mean you're being negative, mate. Doesn't mean I'm negative. I'm just saying, you know? It doesn't mean I'm negative. We speak realism. Jason, I don't know whether you were born with a silver spoon in your mouth, right? And I don't know whether you had your legs rubbed for you every single day and you don't believe in negativity and you never see negativity in your whole life, guys. At the end of the day, this is not negative. As I said earlier, I expect my loved ones to criticize me when I'm putting on weight, when I'm doing something wrong. I expect them to criticize me. Why? Because they love me. I love Man United. So if I say that someone's doing wrong for the club I love, I'm going to point it out. That's what happens, guys. That's what real people do. And just like Mark Goldbridge has done, intelligent millionaire, by the way, just like him, just like other people out there, the intelligent people are talking about it and picking the bones of it, I'm doing the same because it's true. It's true. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm talking about. I'm talking the truth. If you can't handle the truth, Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise, it's not for you then, is it? You know what I mean? Life ain't for you. Sal, who will be in goal against Man City? I don't know yet, Chandinga. I don't have inside knowledge about that. It is a couple of weeks away. But I do hope that Sané Lamens starts in that game. Scott, we have to be honest and true fans of the club that have been failed in a major part of our club by not signing midfielders. Sal, keep preaching. Thank you so much, Scott. I'm going to keep preaching. This is not the United view. I will continue preaching and I will not be scared to call out the owners because I'll get my VIP pass at the press conferences removed. I'm not going to do that. Do you know what I mean? You know, I'm going to speak as it is. You know what I mean? I'm going to speak as it and I'll continue speaking as it is. You know? I think we have only spent 65 million net, exactly, this window, with all sales and savings on wages in the current months. That's shocking for a club that needs a massive rebuild. Fergie71. 65 million net, guys. 65 million net. 65 million net. We got teams like Sunderland who've done more net. Guys. Good morning, Timo. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Good morning. I'm with you, mate. I am disappointed in this window. Real people are with me. I'm not here to please people. I'm not here to agree with people. I will listen to you. It doesn't mean you... The thing is, right, people want a response for me to agree with them. I don't respond to agree with you if I disagree with you. I can't change your opinion on that. And that's just the way life is. What I do, though, I look at the overriding evidence and what it is, 65 million net for a club that needed a rebuild. I'm sorry, but if you're giddy about that, then I don't think Man United's for you. I'm sorry. Sal, Ineos do not know anything about football. Defensive midfielder is not started, but I'll be happy to wait until January. It's not going to happen January, Changinga. Don't fall for that. Man, Sunderland had a great window, and Man signing after signing. Absolutely. That's Sunderland, by the way. Sunderland. Big up, Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? I'll be doing well. Good to see you. That's Sunderland, by the way. That's Sunderland. Now, guys, I'll be positive when I need to be positive. I'm one of the most positive people around. That's why I got loads of friends. I've been in the music industry, worked with platinum selling artists and things like that, guys. And I'm a humble guy, by the way. Right? I'm just telling you. I'm one of the most positive people around. But I understand success. I understand what you need to do success. And I understand you have to put the money where your mouth is. You know? Jason, I don't think you've had anything in your life that makes sense, mate. I don't think your mum giving birth to you makes sense. All right? So there you go. If you don't like it, here you go, mate. I'm doing it for you. You're banned, mate. Goodbye, Jason. And that's what it is, guys. This channel will continue to grow. And, at the end of the day, people don't understand it because they lack the intelligence. They don't have a brain between their ears. They lack it. They lack that little bit, that thing inside there between their ears and they don't want to listen, at the end of the day. But guys, as I've said, I'm happy about Senny Lamens. I'm happy about Cunha. I'm happy about Mbeumo. I'm happy about Sesko. But that was a while ago. We signed Sesko, Mbeumo, and Cunha a month ago, right? So Senny Lamens is the only signing we've had in a month, And that's a 20 million euro signing. And that's what we're talking about here. Absolutely. But overall, and we have to be honest, the window has been a failure, guys, and I would say that the window has been a failure. We need to know, actually, you don't need to tell me that, mate. Been a fan since 1989, 88. We need to learn how to be aggressive again, scary again, actually. This is not cricket, bruv. We need to learn how to be aggressive, mate. Angry again as a fan base. Intimidating again. Even Old Trafford is a prawn sandwich brigade. It's too soft. We need to learn that. Salam alaikum, walaikum salam, my fan. Hope you're doing well. Good to see you, brother. Hope you're good. Good to see you, of course. We need to call out things for what they are. That's what Big up Old Trafford. Hope you're doing well. Ellen, Cunha is on last year, so we just signed Mbeumo, Sesko, and Lamens in the summer window. Ellen, am I wrong? Am I wrong? What I'm talking about, am I wrong? We're going to support this football club, Ellen. You know what we're like. We'll support this football club to the bitter end. I will support Ruben Amorim to the bitter end, even when it gets precarious, even when we come 15th, even when we lose to Tottenham. I did not say Ruben Amorim out once. Not once. LT, let's get ready for the Amorim abuse because that's what the media and the other content creators do. Blaming the manager is what they do every time it goes wrong. Exactly, LT. And this is what I'm trying to prevent against. Now, tell me who's being negative. Tell me who's being negative when I'm trying to fight against that. I'm trying to fight. I'm Ruben Amorim in. I back Ruben Amorim all the way. And I backed Ruben Amorim. Everyone knows. Irfan knows. I know from Ten Hag all the way to this day with Ruben Amorim. I have backed this manager. I've backed both managers. I've been there from the beginning and I've backed them. I've backed them. Time in, time out, I've backed them. I don't be hearing about the negatives, guys, because I'm the most positive there is. Every single time I come, I'm backing the manager. Do you know what I mean? I'm excited about Lam as well. Well done, Irfan. We got our way, Irfan, by the way. I know you're supporting Senny Lamens. I'm a big fan of Senny Lamens. Guys, I watched him for a year. This guy, I'm telling you right now, Senny Lamens is going to be an absolutely generational signing, guys. I say it right now. Very excited about him. Should have got it done weeks ago. We got it done. I'm happy about that. I'm happy about Senny Lamens. We got Senny Lamens through the door. I'm happy about that, guys. I'm absolutely happy. Jason, yeah, toxic positivity. In fact, toxic positivity is worse than negativity because toxic positivity is manipulative. It's deceiving. Irfan, You've been backing them all the way, Sal. I'm backing you all the way, bro. Thank you so much, Irfan. I'm backing you, brother. It's good to see you. And much love to you, my friend, all day long. Sending Lamens, guys. I'm excited about Sending Lamens. Very excited, like Irfan. I'm happy about Sending Lamens. I can't wait to see him. He reminds me of a Courtois, a Petr Cech sort of type of player. Scott, see what Courtois said to Rio? Yeah. And I know who I believe, rather than some randoms on Twitter. I believe in Sending Lamens. You know, I believe in Sending Lamens. I think he's going to be an absolute generation. I think he's going to be the kind of signing that was Petr Cech for Chelsea. That kind of signing. I really do believe it. I believe he's going to be a superstar. Guys, call me giddy. Clip this if you want. Clip this if you want. Call me delusional. I think Sending Lamens is going to be that guy. Sorry. Look at Sending Lamens. Look at him. He's a serious dude, guys. Terminator. He's a Terminator. Look at him. Guy's not in for the nonsense. The guy doesn't want all the PR. He wants us to keep balls out of the net. That's what he wants to do. Look at his statistics. Incredible. You know, the one thing about people when they judge football, unfortunately, some people judge football on familiarity rather than logic, right? They judge Sending Lamens, because it was Sending Lamens against Emi Martinez, wasn't it? So they were judging Sending Lamens on not Premier League experience, but when I throw out all the non-Premier League experienced goalkeepers, i.e. Alisson and Edison and Schmeichel and all these goalkeepers that I mentioned, Verbruggen, you know, and I keep mentioning them, they just ignore it. They don't want to talk about it. You know, they don't want to talk about it. You know, it's because he's familiar to them, right? As I said, greatness was not built on comfort zones. It was not built on comfort zones. He's got the right character, Benny. I'm so excited. I'm so excited about him. I'm happy about him. He's the right character. Absolutely. Old Trafford, not feeling well about how this window ended. Other clubs have signed good players. I agree with you. And I feel you, Old Trafford. I feel you. And this is what I'm talking about. I don't like my community, my friends feeling like this. I don't want to be worried going into games of our midfield. I'm tired of that. We're Man United, for goodness sake, because I know what they're going to do. I know they're going to target the manager. I know they're going to say, get the manager out of my club. Get him out of my club. You know what I mean, bruv? He's not good enough for our club, bruv. He's a fraud, bruv. You know, he's a fraud, bruv. Get that Portuguese fraud out of my club, bruv. I've seen a treble, bruv. That brigade. You know, you're going to see that. Yeah, very, very soon, guys. We lose to City, it's going to hype up again, and we're going to get this. And every single one of those positivity merchants are not going to mention about the context, are not going to mention about what happened in this transfer window. They're not going to mention that. They're just going to talk about, he's not good enough, bro. We need to get someone else. And then we get someone else. And then that same manager, a year's down the line, whether it's Glasner, whoever it is, Gareth Southgate, whoever you want, down the line, right? Down the line, you're going to see, you know, you're going to see it. People calling out the manager, calling him out. No matter who it is. Is selling a Holland manager in United's narrative of keeping players to an extent and then they can't be sold? If that is the case, I love call over my club, was never a disciple of loyalty plans. Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't have got rid of Rasmus Højlund, but Rasmus Højlund won't get game time. And I'm a big, I mean, fair play to Rasmus Højlund, by the way. Again, another positive on the show. I want to tell you about Rasmus Højlund. I admire the guy. I do. I've spoken to him on Instagram before, and a very down-to-earth person, a great guy, and I wish him all the best because at the end of the day, guys, you know, when you think about Rasmus Højlund, guys, he's been nothing but professional, and I got a lot of love. Bill Reverse says, Scott, thank you so much for becoming a member, my guy. Really appreciate you, my friend. Thank you very much. Got some great content coming for the members, guys. Great content coming for the members. Can't wait for you to see it. Thank you so much, my friend Scott. Really, really appreciate you. Of course, Donnarumma gone to Man City. Yeah. Big up, Scott. We lost out on the midfielder, but the intention of the club is clear. I'm pretty sure the next window will be exciting. I don't want to hear about next year, Irfan. Don't want to hear about it. I don't want to hear about it. It's got to be now or never because teams are going to get better as well. I've got a dash. Big up, Sal, and the chat. Have a great day, evening. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much, my friend. Big up yourself. Ruben can't lose against City. We need a win or a draw. I think we'll get that. Awesome show. Thank you so much, Scott. Thank you, guys. We do get some lemons. We get Sending Lamens, but we do get some lemons at the end of the day. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining me. Really appreciate it. Great show. Apart from a few lemons, as we always do, we get a few sometimes. But Guys, thank you so much. Have a great day, great evening, great night, wherever you are in the world, guys. And as my friend Old Trafford says, let's hope for the best. We hope for the best, and we hope it gets better, guys. I really do. I'm Sal Warner. This is Breaking Dawn, and I'll see you later for Chatterbox, guys. Don't forget to join me for that. Should be a massive show. Take it easy, guys. See you soon. Peace.